right, we are back for another episode. This is episode number 3, and we're going to talk about mindset. So, Otim,
Yeah.
welcome. Hello, how are
Welcome, man. I'm good. How are you?
you? Very good. Excited
How's
to talk
your
about
mindset?
How's my mindset?
Yeah.
It's a great question. Right now, it's incredibly positive and exploding with energy because I'm excited to talk about this. How's
Yeah,
yours?
me too. Yeah, it's good. I think actually mindset's really cool for me because when this is related to OP people, but when I'm in like huge transitions in life, like now I'm having currently like a transition, changing jobs or whatever, really getting my mindset straight for those leaps is really helpful because it kind of puts me in position to deal with all the bullshit that comes with big transitions. So yeah, my mindset's good at the moment, you know, trying to get into the rhythm because I moved accommodations and things like that and jobs and stuff.
Nice.
So
yeah,
it's good.
it's really important like to like get into the right frame of mind whenever you're going through like big transitions because it just helps you prepare and just helps you push forward through all the steps.
We should probably start with like, what is mindset to us? To you, you can start.
Good question.
What's mindset?
What is mindset and why are we talking about mindset?
Yeah.
So I guess mindset is just, man, this can be a very deep question, but
it is deep.
For me to try to put it as simple as possible, it's literally just trying to tweak your mind into being as productive as you can.
Yeah.
There's many layers. It goes a lot deeper and stuff like that. But I think
Absolutely.
Like in its simplest form, I think like the reason why we talk about mindset and focus on mindset is so we can be more productive as humans.
Yeah.
What do you think? And what's your opinion?
I agree with you. I think like you said, like there's layers to it. And the reason why we're talking about mindset in that way, because underlying that, we know that we don't have an objective view of reality. Like even in neuroscience, we know that just from the way the building blocks of our mind, we don't really sample an objective reality. We see things through our interpretations. So mindset is a way of saying, I'm gonna take control of that. I'm gonna move the tide in a direction that's more beneficial, more productive. So
Right.
it's knowing that, hey, this isn't like set in stone. Even though I think what I'm seeing is set in stone, it's not. My experiences aren't set in stone. I can have a different experience.
Right. And we kind of,
and it's just owning that.
Over time, we kind of like basically not really force, but basically make our mind think that things are set in stone. Like because we have such a set in stone way of thinking.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. So,
yeah.
Okay, we both have a few points on mindset and how to build a positive mindset. Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Let's explore what your first.
Yeah. So with I think in general, my general principle is a lot of my mindset tips and ideas usually they're more like in the morning, because that's how you start your day, and how you start your day is it's like the start. It has the biggest influence over what happens. It's not everything. Obviously you can have a bad start and then finish well, but it does have the biggest influence. So one thing that I think is really good is called morning pages, and this is really simple. You literally sit down, you block off 10 minutes or like a set number of time. You have a couple of, I think it's supposed to be like, let's say 3 pages, and you write down just you're not allowed to stop writing. You're not allowed to think about what you're saying. You just
like
write.
A stream of consciousness type of thing.
Yeah,
is that exactly. Like another way of, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. You just let your mind flow and you write. The only rule is don't stop. You can write, I don't know what to say, like the whole 3 pages. It doesn't matter what you write. You're not allowed to, and afterwards you throw it away. So, and the reason why you do this is because a lot of times we have issues with having a super scattered mind, distracted mind, anxious mind, restless throughout the day. And having this at the start gives your mind actual space to, oh, let me actually explore all these things that are hidden in my unconscious. And it calms you. It has such an effect. Like, I'll write things I didn't know, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that I needed to get that out. But you just never gave yourself the space to do that. So when you do that, the monkey mind, let's say, has had its fun. So now it doesn't disrupt you throughout the whole day. So that's something really good.
That's mind-blowing, man.
Yeah.
That is okay. That's literally, I'm gonna do that. Start doing that tomorrow. Wake up tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning, sit down, coffee, and then just bang this stuff out.
Yeah.
Wait, would you do it before a coffee or after, or does a coffee ruin the experience?
Let me think. I would do it as early as you can. So if you could do it immediately after waking up, that's better. If you want to do it after coffee, that's fine. If you want to do it, it's fine. And if anyone wants to like follow the source of this idea of like morning pages, it stems from a book called, I think it's like the Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and it's a book that really instructs in many ways how creative artists can kind of elevate their creativity, you know, be more consistent in their ability to be creative, whether it's like writers or artists or whatever, but it's how to bring that out of themselves. And part of one of the tips was like morning pages, which has also had a lot of impact in general mindset stuff for everyone, not just creative people. Okay,
that's awesome, man. That is fantastic.
It's good. It surprised me.
That literally was the biggest, the mind-blowing moment. So I think we should just end the episode here, because that's all everyone needs. Well, that's sick. Man. Okay, so what I was gonna bring up actually is kind of similar in theory or in concept, in that like my thing that I recommend people to do to get into a positive mindset also begins in the morning. Yeah. But this is more physical. So firstly, I do stress that I think having a routine is probably the most paramount thing, because if you don't have a routine in place, then it's going to be really a real struggle for you to kind of create these habits, these morning habits, these waking up on time. So if, you know, if you can like get a good night's sleep, you know, sleeping at the same time every day, get your body into that routine. Yeah. Wake up at the same time every day, and then just bang, start your day from there.
Those are so good for you, dude. Yeah. Exactly. Even like physiologically, like,
What do you mean physiologically?
Yeah, because we have like a circadian rhythm, so it's like how our body regulates hormones, and waking up at the same time. It doesn't even, like, getting enough sleep is good, but the most important thing is waking up at the same time. Your circadian rhythm really depends on that to regulate your hormones optimally. Otherwise, you kind of are more stressed out and all that, like, because you're more deregulated in a way. So it's really good as well, like if you have anxiety and things like that. So yeah, those things are really important. Your body needs it.
You and I would both agree that the number one minimum habit you need to create in your life to create a positive mindset is consistent sleep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So once you've got your routine, and then you can do, you know, you wake up in the morning, do your morning pages. Something else I would recommend is probably doing like a workout, like physical exercise. I've gone through a journey of like trying different things in the morning, like doing yoga, going to the gym, lifting weights, doing all different weightlifting programs. And also high intensity interval training. And I have to say, doing high intensity interval training the first thing in the morning is like just makes your brain explode. Like,
interesting.
Like you don't even have to spend that much time. Like half an hour would probably be the max, but you can literally do like a 10-minute high intensity workout, and your brain is just like almost in like the survival
on fire,
mode, like just alive.
Whoa. I have a question about that though. That's interesting. Do you ever feel like, oh, now I'm too tired for the rest of the day? Because
no.
No.
If I don't do this, I'm more tired in the day.
Okay.
It sounds counterproductive, but like, see, the body's like a battery, right? And if you, it needs to be drained. Like, so, and especially for us,
that's such a good analogy. Like a car, you need to run a car to charge it up, kind of like the battery doesn't work optimally.
Right, because batteries also get what's called battery memory. So if you keep charging them frequently, like if your battery drops to 80% and you charge it back to 100, it starts to get this memory where it just drains quickly to 80, and it just will. Sorry, it actually will drain the battery quicker.
Yeah, dude, that's such a good analogy. I'm gonna steal that.
You need to make sure that you're draining your battery, because then if you drain your battery, then you get a better night's sleep. Because you have all this time to recharge. But that's
the full cycle.
The thing is figuring out like what your body battery level is, right? And over time, if you do condition your body to work out every day, your battery does get bigger. So you actually over time, creating a workout routine, you just have more energy. Like So it sounds counterintuitive, you're expending energy, but over time you just have more. You're a more energetic person.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I love the analogy. That was like the best way I've heard someone explain that, because I've understood that general principle, but that was a really good way of explaining it.
Well, thank you, sir.
And next up, I think the next tip I have kind of moves away from the mind so much, or like the body. This tip is more about your environment, which it doesn't always seem obvious that it affects your mindset so much. But after doing this, I did actually notice a huge difference. I think everyone like notices, like if things are really messy, right? You feel a little bit cluttered in your mind, right? And I kind of read about this.
The Jordan Peterson clean your room.
I suppose so. It is in a way. It does involve cleaning, and it's just, the idea is called clear to neutral. And all it is wherever your workstation is, or your environment where you do work, or like you want to be engaged. When you're finished with it at the end of the day, you have to set it to neutral. So like your laptop, for example, don't like leave all the tabs open.
I love this.
Because if you wake up the next day and you're waking up to like a billion tabs, a billion things popped up, you're already proning yourself to procrastination. Because you're telling yourself, I have all these things I'm trying to track. Like you're already not focused. You already don't even know. If you start with a blank slate, you can build the day the way you want it, as opposed to like you're telling your mind, we're starting with a million things, cool, and then it's like that's it. There's no direction.
Can I tell you something that's gonna blow your mind?
Go for it.
And this is part of me constantly trying to sell you why I love Apple.
This is good segue actually.
And that is, dude, I can literally say to my MacBook, say, hey Siri, and then I'll say work off. And I've programmed it to close every single app on my computer that's to do with work.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, my
that's
Siri
really
just
good.
activated and I can't hear you. Okay, I'm back.
Hello. Sorry. That's good. That's like another thing about it, making it very convenient just to clear everything out. That's really good.
But yeah, dude.
By the way, guys, Jono doesn't work for Apple. He just loves it that much.
I'm just an ENFP that is obsessed with Apple, because that's apparently what ENFPs do, right?
Yeah, no, it's good. I think making things convenient for stuff like that's perfect, because it's really good for productivity, right? Apple is able to sync all the apps together as well.
Exactly.
So no, and it's such a simple tiny trick of like, at the end of the day, just clear everything to a neutral state, whether it's like the room, like don't leave, like I try to wash dishes so that when I wake up I don't see the dishes. It can be dirty the whole day, but I don't want to see it when I wake up. I don't want to see anything.
You wake up, fresh kitchen, you come to your desk, fresh desk.
Yeah, exactly. That's
no reminders on sticky notes. To be honest, like in my working career, I've seen so many people that just have their desktop monitor just covered in sticky notes of all these things to remind. I'm like, they just sit there forever.
exactly, because you start to ignore it because it's like your mind's
Exactly.
like that is so much stuff. It's not a priority, so I'm
Right.
just gonna ignore it
Brain
for
ignore.
sure. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
All right. One last point that I wanted to make is something that I kind of not really, I guess, no, I didn't work this out. I remember reading or hearing some kind of TED talk that really basically explained how to rationalize your own thinking.
Yeah.
And what that means is just taking your thoughts, your own thoughts captive, and then trying to figure out what they mean. So
yeah,
it sounds a bit of abstract theory, but basically it's a way to kind of remove like anxiety and doubts, and trying to train your mind to think positively.
Right. Okay.
Right. So because if you can think positive in every situation, like things just work out better for you, right?
Yeah.
So I remember just like after hearing this talk and understanding the theory, I would often like just sometimes just lay in my room and just think, like just go into deep thought and just start processing my thoughts.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed that there was this habit of me kind of like thinking about situations in the past and then starting to have doubts or like fears about them.
Oh, right.
And then
Okay.
I was like, and then I started thinking like, why am I having this thought? Like, why am I worried about this situation?
Yeah,
Is it
that's the
worth worrying about
rationalizing
this
process.
Yeah. Is it worth
Questioning
worrying about this? Yeah, exactly. It's just questioning your thoughts, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you scared of it? Is it worth worrying about? And the process of doing that over time, you start to then really just like any self-doubts and negative thinking just starts to kind of disappear. Like it doesn't really.
Yeah.
Or if it comes, it's just blown away very quickly.
That's so zen.
It's like building up a mental, like a defense wall or something.
Yeah. Not to stop the viruses from getting in.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like
your
just like
neurons are doing bench presses or something.
Yeah. because it's easy to let the thoughts build up, because it's like easy just to be like, oh, I'm just gonna get taken away by this. But rationalizing it is work. It's stuff that even therapists will tell someone with like cognitive behavioral therapy, you need to like break down your like whatever assumptions you're having. It's work, and it's like you have to be very present in the moment to your thoughts, because that's where you need to be super conscious of like, oh, I'm thinking this. Then you take a step back and you can analyze it, right? It is work, but it's so cool because that's what we're talking about. Like since the start, it's like we can influence our mindset. Our reality isn't true reality. We can question it. We can be like, is this
exactly?
And what you said about like being positive, that's true. It's like it maybe, and this is for like people who say like positivity, like it's like it's not real, it's not reality. It's, to me, it's like, are you in the best state to make the most of the situation? It's not about like let's say you lost your leg. Obviously, if you're happy about it, like that's delusional to an extent. But are you in a positive state to make the best of it? Like it's about your own personal
it's
resources.
Like, I've lost my leg. Like this is the reality. What can I do? Can I just live a life accepting that I'm one leg short?
Yeah. And it's great. It's like you're not stuck in your patterns.
I mean, there's so many possibilities with one-legged person. You could be an influencer or something. You could be like I've got one leg, but I'm like loving life.
Exactly. If you assume you're fucked, you won't take the opportunities that would be available if you were like more open, you know?
Exactly.
So it's powerful. It's definitely hard work, but it's it's awesome.
So side tangent, like what I described, would you consider that, or would you label that as introverted thinking? The TI cognitive function?
I wouldn't.
No?
Necessarily. I mean, to me, I think it's like it is. I guess it is,
because
But I feel
mean,
like FI, yeah, go on. Yeah,
I,
you go
I,
ahead.
the reason why I thought that is because like I feel like I am like every thought is being rationalized. You're starting to like
Yeah,
systemize or categorize it.
yeah.
But that's
Uh,
not TI, is it?
it seems, I think like it seems like it, right? Like
Right.
it seems like that seems like a very TI thing to do, like kind of analyzing it. But I've come across FI people with FI also good at that. Like it's weird. Like I feel like it's a very like, and it's not like, okay, only mopes can do this. Like everyone can do this. It's a muscle that we all need to kind of do. But I think it's general. It's like introverted skills. It's like the extroverts can like do stuff in the extrovert world, whether like your FENE, SETE, like you can expend energy and do shit, right?
Right. So
There'll
people
be
high
some
energy
obstacles.
people with play eye.
You can, yeah. But introverts, I think it's like doing the work in the inner world. And I think that there is some TI isms in it, in that like you are trying to be a bit more like it's like, I'm going to use the term lexical. So you're trying to like break it down in like with words, not just in a more intuitive way. It's more like with words, like what is this, right? So it seems like TI-isms, but I would just call it introvertedness, introverted skills, let's say.
The process of maybe it's just sleep, just the
yeah,
analyzing
sleep,
of information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, and it's and just for everyone, like it's still hard for everyone to do. Like even for me, it's like hard work. Like at the end of a work day, I'm not trying to analyze my thoughts. Like I just want to sleep.
Yeah, I think this day and age, just for general people, it's hard, you know, because we're so exposed to like external stimuli.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with phones and, you know, TVs and like being in front of a screen all the time, like it's hard to kind of get your mind into a state where you're not distracted by pop-ups and really have to
it's already absolutely, it's almost like your hands are too full already, so you can't, you know, there's no space to do that for sure.
Okay.
Maybe we can do a podcast episode on digital health, or like, you know, protecting ourselves from that, you know, the way that our, like lifestyle takes away our mental capacity, and like how to gain that back. One, so we could do that in the future. But yeah, no, I agree with you.
Definitely write that down.
Yeah.
Do you have any more points? Because actually, maybe we could unpack that thought a little bit more about
let's
digital health. We can, you know, do a light cover it lightly for now, and we can do a deeper episode in the future. But
I think digital health is a very like, I think, let's say, as the digital world kind of blew up, we didn't realize so much the impacts on lifestyle, like let's say in the last 30 years or so. But I'd say in the last few years, the awareness societally has brought up this idea of digital health. So I'm trying to get on this bandwagon a bit. But I think it's an up and coming idea of like protecting, being aware of how the stuff, how much it impacts your mind. So it's like your phone has so much power. Your phone is like a mini computer. So I think people don't realize how much having all that is like, of course you're gonna have like extreme procrastination tendencies when like you have this thing that you can like access, you can just scroll through TikTok videos endlessly, right? You need like boundaries and like all this stuff to navigate that without, you know, it's like junk food. We know that that's bad for you, so eat some junk food, not too much. You know, it's as simple as that. I mean,
really. It's just, I guess it's all just about education and awareness, right? Like, when you kind of realize the impact it has on yourself or even on others, like I think that's when you kind of have to really like put up the boundaries, like you said, you know, like turn off your notifications. And that's probably like a good point also for just to kind of close off the whole mindset topic. And, you know, having a clear mind is like, just turn off your notifications. On your phone. Like even if you don't do it all day, like schedule like time in your day, like an hour or two, where you're just on airplane mode. And
That's
just
really good, man.
allow yourself not to get distracted.
Yeah.
Because and when you can kind of turn off those distractions, your mind just naturally will then just go into like processing mode.
Yeah. And what you said is really good. It doesn't have to be all in. You don't have to be like what is it? Like just off the grid completely, right? You can just set like, okay, like for an hour, right?
Exactly.
It's just a little, it helps. It definitely helps a lot.
Exactly. And you know, when you make that small commitment, like over time you'll start, you know, you'll probably make it longer because you'll see the benefits of it. You're like, you know what, this is actually really good for me. Like I feel like I'm actually more conscious, you know, I'm more aware of things around that needs to get done.
More present for like socializing, like things like when I'm with people, I try to like have my phone away, and even my girlfriend's like, oh, you know, like I'm kind of bad at texting her and communicating when I'm with people, and I tell her like, because when I'm with people, I want to be there. I want to be. I don't want to have my mind in different directions, and I think it's good that you know just having that. You know,
that's good. It's a really good way to just to cherish the moment, and you know, because at the end of the day, life is just about experiencing the day.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's literally all we have.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's a very good way to kind of end on a positive note.
Yeah and really, like all the tips we gave, I think, and what you said at the end, that is the main thing I'd say about mindset. Is it's mostly about awareness, just being mindful of how influential our mind is to stuff. And just trying to take control of it in some ways and being cautious.
Right.
You know?
And also
that's it.
Not only how influential our mind is, but also how influential like we are.
To
like,
our minds,
Yes, to our minds, but not just to our minds, but to other people as well.
Right. Okay.
If we're in a good frame of mind, like people will reflect, or they'll have a good, you'll have a good exchange.
Absorb that. They're absorbing that energy.
People don't realize how influential they are. Like even if they're, you know, they've got a poor mindset, they're very negative. Like that's still influential to other people.
You're so right, man. That's the thing people miss, because you're stuck in your head in whatever you do. You think people can't read your emotions sometimes, but it's coming across in some way. And or like whatever your mindset is, you know, it comes out. If even people are affected unconsciously, sometimes they're not. So you're affecting people sometimes in a way that they don't even know.
Exactly.
You know, so it's you know, just taking responsibility for that. It's
cool, awesome. Man. That was great. Do you want to sign off?
I hope you guys really enjoyed this video about mindset. I'm really curious about how you guys, you know, what if results you guys get with these tips. If you find it works for you, if you find it doesn't, you can talk to us about that. Or if you have your own like mindset stuff, I'm always curious to learn. And I think you know, different things work for different people, so just exploring all the different
please send through any mindset recommendations, tips, hacks, tricks, and please send your feedback.
Even if you hate the video,
even if this audio is the worst thing you've ever heard in your life, please tell us.
We want to know.
We need to
exactly
know.
All right, awesome. Nice. Dude,
thanks guys, see ya.
Take care, bye.